It's a secret society. All they ask is trust. Blessings to you people. Blessings to everyone watching this. I'm Magnetic Intuition. I'm here at the state park. Beautiful place. Plenty of woods, plenty of water. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But it's all good. Gotta give you a little scenery once again. You know those videos that I'm just sitting in the rooms and talking, they get kind of dry after a while to me, you know? So we have to change the energy as usual, you know? But of course, I have a topic as usual, right? We're gonna definitely talk about protecting the children, right? Probably the most important thing in Earth when it comes to human beings, right? The children, right? Of course, we were children at one time, right? You may be a child watching this actually. But one thing we do know as a collective is that it's important to protect the children. Because at the end of the day, that's our foundation, right? What happens in our childhood determines what could happen when we get older, right? As we progress in life, right? So there was a video I made called Childhood Wounds, right? When I talked about a fake brother of mine, right? And he was bringing up things from the past in my dream state. You know, he's a Freemason, and he was doing witchcraft to go in my dream state, and he kept bringing back the past, right? And the reason why he was doing that is because he had childhood wounds, right? So I've covered that in the video, and protecting the children is most important, right? Because this would definitely help with childhood wounds. Of course, we're gonna go through something regardless, right? In life, right? As children regardless, right? Because children, they have like the most honest opinions on people, right? There's no taking it away. They untrained, so they just live naturally, right? And they say what they want until you correct them. So protecting the children doesn't necessarily mean colonizing the children, you know? And I think a lot of that's going on too, right? Because they can't be as creative as they want to be, right? Sometimes you just got to let them flow with life, right? Of course, they need provision from adults, right? But sometimes you just have to let the kids flow, let them be creative, let them go outside and be in nature. So I want to talk about protecting the children, as I said it like 10 times, right? Let's start with childcare. Of course we have to go to work, right? And we have to make money to survive, you know? It's definitely something we have to do in order to take care of ourselves, take care of our children. I don't have children, but if you have children, right? So you can agree with that. If you don't have a grandparent that could take care of the child, then you're gonna have to drop them off. So I want y'all to imagine being in a system, right, that does background checks, right, to see if someone has a record. But let's say if that system is broken, let's say if that system is run by satanic cults, right? And these child care places are filled with satanic cults in order to harvest the children's energy, you know? Just imagine that for a minute. And I think in this particular system, we have that going on. We have people that are unfit that are taking care of most of the children around the U.S., right? And I'm only speaking about the U.S. It's happening in other countries, but I can only speak from the perspective of my country, right? Even though I've been to plenty of countries around the world, but I know about my country more than anything, so I'm gonna just speak on that, right? If it applies, then it applies to you. in your country. So this is the problem, right? We have a corrupt system that's doing background checks on corrupt people, right? So we really don't know who's taking care of our children. We don't know what rituals are going on. We don't know if these people are siphoning your kids' energy. We don't know any of that, right? We don't know where they're touching these kids at. We don't know anything in particular, like what's really going on. So we had to come up with some solutions, right? Because at the end of the day, we don't know who's who. And as I mentioned in other videos, that I do believe that 40% of the American population, and maybe more, is not less though, are devil worshippers, satanic, a part of satanic cults, Luciferians, you know? Whatever you want to call the dark side, right? So I believe that these people are placed in certain places. Of course, childcare, right? Because children are the easiest to harm, right? And many of them can't even talk, right? They're especially if they're under 3 years old. Many of them can't talk, right? Even some 3-year-olds can't talk. So we have to come up with some solutions on how to protect the children, right? Our children. I don't have any children, but they're still my children because I'm the son of the Son. I run with the Most High, right? I'm here to protect them as well. Let me give you a story. So before I found out that my phones were hacked, right? All my stuff, all my technology was hacked and etc. I put in my phone, in my notes in particular, that I wanted to go to Africa. And even in America, it's cool, right? Even in the United States, North America, right? I put in my phone that I wanted to stop sex trafficking, right? And human trafficking of children, etc., right? And when I found out my phone was hacked, I actually, by the codes, I actually deleted it, you know, just to protect myself. But it was already too late. So I even look at it now and I'm like, why did I even delete it? Because it don't even matter, you know? Because if they want to kill you, they just gonna try to kill you anyway, and which has happened. I've said in past videos. But it's always been a goal of mine to protect the children, to protect the people in general. Human trafficking, sex trafficking is a big deal. You understand? It's a really big deal, especially in the U.S. Oh man, it just amazes me how many children are being stolen every day, uncounted for. It's ridiculous, right? What do you tell these families? You know, many of the kids are never found. Not even a bone is found. You understand? So we have to find solutions to protect our children. And I think one of the solutions is starting with childcare first. Who's taking care of your children, right? Who's plotting and scheming on your child? Who's doing physical things to your child? Who's spiritually doing things to your child? You understand? Who's doing things to your child emotionally that you don't know about while you're at work, right? It's important to keep us distracted, right? With bills and all that, right? So we have to make money at the end of the day. We have to work. We have to find a system for people that walk with the Most High, right? The Creator, Yahweh. We have to find a way where we can take care of our children, right? In our own system, because these cults are all over, and they're definitely in the child care system. So let's find a way to make this happen, you know? Decrease human trafficking, decrease children from being trafficked. I'm Magnetic Intuition. Stay blessed, stay prayed up, pray for the children. Thank you. I'm out of here.